Greetings and salutations, everybody. Rad Dreams here with Rad Dreams Review. I know it's been a long time since my last video, and I do apologize for the brief hiatus, but I am back, hopefully with some more frequent content. And today we'll be doing a review. No, channel's called Rad Dreams Review for a reason, so let's get it started with today's video about a review itself. But first things first, happy May 4th! May the 4th be with you. Hopefully everybody's having a good Star Wars day. I'm adorning my Hawaiian-themed Star Wars shirt. Unfortunately, I'm not reviewing anything Star Wars today. I am, however, reviewing an anime film. So I've got my handy-dandy laptop with my script here. So you'll be seeing that, light from that as I kind of read my script / review to you guys. So sit back, relax, get some popcorn popping, and listen to me talk about a anime movie. So let's get into it. But as always, make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. So let's dive in. So there was a movie that was announced not that long ago called Bubble, and it would be releasing on Netflix. Bubble, of course, it was produced by the animation studio known as Studio Wit, which, for being a younger studio, formed in 2012, they've made some pretty big waves with Attack on Titan, with Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, with Ranking of Kings, with, what else have they done? Oh yeah, Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga was amazing. And they also, collaborated with Cloverworks with the recent anime Spy Family, which is amazing. I kind of want to review that next, because I don't really review a lot of anime series on this channel as of yet, so hopefully that'll come down the road soon. But yeah, they've got some really great accomplishments, and they have this film, so I was just like, yes, let's go! And not only did they work on it, but some other big names worked on it as well, such as Tetsuhiro Araki, who you should recognize from the likes of Death Note and Attack on Titan. Same thing with Hiroyuki Sawano. His music is stellar. He also worked on Attack on Titan. Like, any Sawano music is very iconic and very discernible. So having all of these names attached to it, you're hyped. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Gen Urobuchi wrote it, too. Which, if you're an anime fan, you should know who that is. So suffice to say, I was hyped. Maybe, my expectations were so high that I ended up, disappointing myself at the end of the film, and you'll kind of see where I'm going with this. So, the movie Bubble did finally release, obviously, on Netflix, and it is set in a post-apocalyptic Tokyo. And after a seemingly random catastrophic event called the Bubble Fall, the rest of the world, as well as Tokyo, fell into a state of disrepair. Tokyo, however, didn't come out as unscathed as the others. The city was encased in a massive bubble, and evacuation orders were given to, clear out the city. The residents decided to try to live life inside of this bubble city, despite the warnings, and after the proverbial dust settled, this sounds so ridiculous. Oh my god, this sounds so ridiculous. Oh my god. So, after the dust settled, different parkour factions arose within the Bubble City who would compete against one another for essential supplies such as food, water, gas, etc. I just shake my head at this. Why parkour? Why? Anyway, the movie progresses. We're introduced to our main character, Hibiki. He's a survivor of this massive explosion at Tokyo Tower during that bubble fall incident that we just mentioned. And during a kind of parkour session at the tower itself, he gets rescued by this mysterious girl who is named Uta. And the rest of the film doesn't really have a direction for a central plot or storyline. To me, it kind of meanders about. The only notable things that occur are that our protagonist Uta has a bit of a touch-and-go romance with the protagonist, obviously. And it's not that significant, though. It's very fleeting and brief. Then there's this kidnapping incident with a female scientist who needs to be rescued. Finally, there is the mystery of who exactly Uta is and what the bubbles are. And the only answer that we get towards the end of the film is that Uta is an anthropomorphized bubble, and we don't really get a resolution as to how exactly the bubble fall incident occurred or happened, or how even Uta formed in the first place. Like, yes, it showed her forming, as the bubble, getting in touch with Hibiki and then becoming a quote-unquote human. Then with the incident, the inciting factor was Hibiki at Tokyo Tower kind of putting his hand up against the glass and interacting with Uta in bubble form. And for some reason that caused this bubble fall incident. It doesn't really do a good job of explaining this. It also doesn't do a good job at explaining why a large group of individuals decided to live inside the bubble city of Tokyo, and why their civilization revolves around parkour competitions. It never explains that! Like, why? Why? So, as you can kind of infer, the plot, storyline, characters are not really written to an effective degree, at least in my opinion. The audience is kind of left to do a lot of the heavy lifting mentally when it comes to connecting the dots as to why the people in this movie are doing the things that they are doing. Lastly, Bubble does take inspiration from the tale of the Little Mermaid, and it does try to connect it to the film. It does do that kind of by telling the sort of, fish out of water story like the Little Mermaid, as well as, her falling in love with a human. But that's about it. It fails to kind of combine these elements to form kind of a cohesive narrative. Luckily, it's not all doom and gloom when it comes with Bubble. When you have the pillars of the animation community, as I mentioned earlier, such as Studio Wit, Sawano, Araki, and Urobuchi, you're sure to get something truly special. And when you speak on the film's animation, it is arguably one of the best that I have ever had the pleasure of witnessing. The hand-drawn style, in conjunction with the computer-generated sequences, are marvelous. Then when you speak on the cinematography, it really is a showcase in talent. Especially when you look at the parkour elements. As silly as the parkour concept was when they did it in the movie, it took my breath away. They were able to capture the sport to such an effective degree. And then the music, while it wasn't the main focus, it did boast a powerful opening song by Eve. It had a memorable score, and the resounding ending sequence, very much enjoyed. All in all, Bubble is an achievement in animation, and is well worth a watch. It's just the film fails to form a compelling narrative, and could have done more in terms of the characters on display. Perhaps the effervescent film would have done better as a series rather than a feature-length movie, because I did feel like it was rushed, and it's for these reasons that we've kind of talked about together today that I have to give the movie a 6.5 out of 10. So that'll kind of do it for today's video and review of Bubble. Again, if you're an anime fan, watch it, see what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Why? Let's keep it nice, simple, and obviously keep it respectful. So, again, hopefully the time between this video and the next video won't be too long. So, fingers crossed. Thanks again, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys stay safe out there. And above all else, I do hope that you stay rad.